are recording. Hello, everybody. This is Luca Majno. We're back with Gregory Ford. This is Global News Update on TLBTV, courtesy of the Liberty Beacon Project. This is where we give you complete, backstage, up-to-date info as to the developments occurring in our world today. Greg, you have another mouthful from glorious, sunny California, I hear. What's going on?
Well, okay. Let me see. A couple of things. All right. First of all, as I said before to our listeners, watch in the next couple of days, you're going to get big events that are going to distract everybody's attention away from the Kennedy files. Okay. The Kennedy files, which really haven't been released in toto. The government says they are. No, they're not. All right.
Right.
And secondly, okay, and by the way, there's a lot to that information. And secondly, the Las Vegas issue, okay, that appears to be going deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay.
Imagine.
And yeah, and as I said, the agency had somebody that they were going to shoot, okay, assassinate. They're at that concert, okay. I know that's a strange blend of having, high-level, super secret bad guys at a country western concert, but hey, that's where they planned it. And what we were seeing, the massacre that we were seeing was, Plan B. So, in a nutshell, okay, yes, they missed the guy, okay. What a screwed up job, right? They missed the guy, went to Plan B, with the helicopter in accompaniment, and managed to kill as many people as members of the 101st Airborne when they landed on Normandy Beach in World War II. Okay, so very, quite in a spectacular fashion. They killed as many people as the Germans managed to kill of Americans that were dug in. Every German had a gun, and there were thousands of Germans. And in 24 hours, okay, they killed as many Americans as were killed at that country western concert. Now,
wow.
What I have to say now, I just found out today, all right? Now, this Russian thing is building up pressure. First of all, Robert Mueller's not going to do anything, okay? Luca, you have my report, on as an exhibit, for everyone to see. When Robert Mueller was given exacting information, names, places, numbers of people that were being tortured on an industrial scale at Abu Ghraib prison, and that was all given to Robert Mueller. Did you see Robert Mueller do anything? He turned right around and he announced that he was completely supportive of George H.W. Bush. And he was further supportive of the son, the idiot son. And then on top of that, let me see, he was completely behind the idea that there was no conspiracy on 9/11.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, hate to tell you folks, but nothing's going to happen because it's just as simple. And by the way, if you want to get some really good news, up-to-date news, what's really happening, remove CNN from your watch list. Okay. I am so tired, as Donald Trump says, of fake news. Okay. I've had it with fake news.
Right.
Start watching Russia Today. Okay. RT, you'll see it, RT, Russia Today. They have got some fabulous articles, fabulous news coverage, and it is about as different as from CNN as anything you could possibly hope to have. Russia Today, okay?
Yeah.
And the deal is the Russians are saying, wait. Now Hillary Clinton sold us 20% of America's nuclear resource isotope base, okay? And everything was just a one big love fest and hug fest until she lost the election, and no one's really sure how she lost the election. Okay, well, a couple of things there. First of all, she lost the election because our politicians don't want to get murdered. All right, just in the between now and our last show, there's been 2 people murdered connected to Hillary Clinton. Okay, she is murdering about a person a week. Okay, just about a week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but these Washington politicians, they don't want to end up being Arkansited.
Right.
Found in a car, burning, with their head cut off, and they've been shot 4 times in the back. Okay. And by the way, the reason for that is the FBI. The FBI is completely supporting and covering up all these convenient assassinations. All right. So we're up to about 250 known dead. Okay, with Hillary Clinton. But the Russians are saying, hey, cut it out. You people are accusing us of interfering in someone else's elections.
Yeah.
So they said, us?
Excuse me?
Okay. And they said, here's the deal. Look, it didn't happen. All right. There's no way you can connect us, and you have to have our cooperation. There ain't no way that we're going to play into this game. Okay, this is a make-believe game that was formulated within 2 hours after it was announced that Hillary Clinton had lost, and John Podesta and Robbie Mook, her campaign manager, Robbie Mook, okay, got together and said, hey, let's blame the Russians. All right? They said it. They did it. That's what there is. There is nothing more about this Russian thing. Mueller isn't going to indict anybody. And the one thing he says is people making money, okay, overseas, all right, and not reporting it. Oh gosh, gee, that's really too bad, Mr. Mueller. Given the fact that you own stock in the very same companies, all right. The very same companies, okay, that you're accusing. What is his name? Paul Manafort, of being involved in. He owns the stock in those same companies. All right. So Mueller is not going to do anything. Okay. Period. That isn't going to happen. So now let's go to the New York thing. Okay. This little Uzbeki, okay, that did this. All right, here, look at this, okay. He might have been a lone wolf, lone gunman. Boy, that's convenient for the agency, okay. But the thing is he grabs a truck and he runs over a bunch of people, goes the wrong way on a bike trail, okay. Well, yeah, okay. I wonder where he got that idea from, because given the fact that in Boston, now they're saying that the Boston Marathon bombers were trained in a CIA camp, okay, in upstate Virginia, all right? They were trained there. Okay, the 19 hijackers, okay, the Balukis from Baluchistan were all trained, and they were CIA contractors. I'm putting the finishing touches on Extreme Prejudice, a book written by Susan Lindstrad. Okay,
Susan Lindauer.
You know who she is? Yeah, I'm sorry, not Lindauer. Yes, thank you. This damn head cold. Okay, Susan Lindauer. All right. You want to find out what was really going on 9/11 and who the bad guys really were on 9/11? They weren't the Iraqis, folks. It wasn't Al-Qaeda, folks. Okay? Read who it was. So what we need to do, okay, with all of this, I mean, you can't even believe anything the government says
Nope.
at all, anytime. All right. And here's what I'm recommending. Okay. Jesse Ventura. Okay. I know he's getting ready to announce that he's going to run, and he's the big former Navy SEAL that drives Harleys around. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine for one sec him backing down and not doing the right thing as he sees it? That's what we need. We don't need any more pimped out wimps, okay, or vicious psychopathic females, all right, that have daddy issues, okay, or I mean, what here it is. Jesse is going to run. We want Jesse Ventura, all right. We've got to stop this buffoonery before somebody detonates a nuclear device.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to happen. It's getting wound up. Everything is going to come to a fore. Okay, and I. By the way, I was going to say one more thing about the Uzbeki. All right. Yes, he was an Uzbeki. Yes, he was trained to do what he did. Okay, but the thing is one of my former associates who I never trusted, in different operations, never could trust. Okay. I've now traced his whereabouts to, as I thought he was on the day of 9/11, New York City, 3 blocks from ground zero. And I traced his whereabouts, okay, to the waterfront, okay, waterfront bikeway, where this Uzbeki ran over, those 8 people. Well, I bring that up, follow it through, is this little piece of shit, okay, that I worked with, he was hired by the agency to come to New York to do exactly that. He was fluent in Arabic, okay, and I know he was responsible for this guy, okay. He gave this guy his orders, and there is a cell that this guy was attached to. There's 3 other noted contractors, Arabic contractors in New York City. They're trying to get out of New York City because they know their cover is blown. And this fellow, okay, that gave them their orders, he's already left the country, and he is now in Karachi, Pakistan, prepping up another team. So, yes, you all are fodder for the Central Intelligence Agency.
Pretty much.
Okay? All right. I want everybody to know that and pay attention. Notice no more talking about the Kennedy files. Okay. That was too much of an embarrassment. All right. They're not going to talk about Las Vegas because that was a blown operation. All right. So what we have here is a situation where, yes, they're just getting wound up. Okay. And as I said last time, there's going to be the next 2 attacks. There's going to be one more in New York City. Okay. That's just good form. Okay.
Right.
And then there is going to be another attack in Chicago. All right. The Windy City. Okay. Probably the Metro building, if I didn't know better. And then Baltimore, of all things, Baltimore. Okay. But that's what we have here. Oh, and in a closing note, by the way, just before I came on your show, Luca, I found out, and this is going to be a big, big scandal.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
Another one.
This is what's on, gee, imagine. Hillary Clinton, folks, owns the Democratic Party, okay? The DNC. They were virtually bankrupt, and through all her bad deals, okay, she was able to bail them out, put herself into the position of being nominated as the next candidate. But the big thing she was after, she wanted to remove Bernie Sanders. That was the deal, okay? Bernie Sanders had the vote. He was going to be the next president of the United States. But because she did this, what happened? That worthless, scheming, lying bitch gave us Donald Trump. All right. So don't blame the Republicans. Don't blame Donald Trump. Okay, blame Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So and so think about that next time you hear somebody ask, well, how did she lose? All right, how did she lose? It's because all the other politicians in Washington are scared to death they're going to be targeted and
Exactly.
have their heads cut off, put into a car, have the car set on fire. Okay, that Arkansas. That's what we have there. Okay, so that's what I have to say today. I wish I felt better. I still have this head cold I contracted from the chemtrail spraying that we
Yes.
have here. Okay. By the way, it's what I have is going on in all four corners of the United States right now. Everybody's suffering from this. I think I'm suffering more than anybody else. Okay, because I never really get sick,
Mm.
but I am sick now. So anyway, that's what I have to say. So snapshot, Luca. Do we
Well,
have time for snapshot?
yeah. Well, first of all, I just want to say that I hope you do get better. Let me share screens with you here, and I'd like to start snapshot with the 3 words that Greg and I are trying to tell everybody. They don't care. It's as simple as that. They don't care. How do you want me to put it? They don't care. You know what? This is actually the 3 words that are at the base of everything that we talk about government, because it can always be traced to those 3 words. They don't care. Look at this. EMF silent weapons, Gwen towers, X-rays, Wi-Fi, smart meters. Are you getting ringing in your ears? Okay. This is not the actions of people that care for each other. This is really important. I want you to take a look at this, Greg. You on top of being a doctor, if you're loved, you're going to produce, right? But if you're not loved, you're not going to produce. You're not going to produce anymore. A century ago, what you're looking at is the top part. This is a century ago, 1903. This is how much the Earth produced, just as an example. And on the bottom, it's 80 years later by 1983. Beet was like 288. Look at where it is now, 17. Okay, and they're lower now. Cabbage was 544, 28. Look at on the other side. Squash, for example, squash was 341, goes down to 40. Cucumber, 285, down to 16. This is what happens when the Earth feels like it's not being loved anymore. And the people aren't giving thanks like they should. So that's one problem that natural law or Mother Earth is giving us. And because the scales are tipping, like in Canada, for example, with Stephen Harper, when he was in office, this was really interesting. I have to throw this in here because he was always making fun of their clothing and pointing. One thing the Native Americans know that you never do, because you have honor and you have integrity, you never point. Look at what he's doing. It's like he's making fun of them. And we've shown that before. You and I can go down to Walmart, let's say, and get a 24 of water for a good price, under $4, right? Well, in Nunavut, in Canada, Canada's north, just to give an example, okay? And it's not true about the prices, because the prices are higher to expedite the food up there and the shipping and everything. It's not true, because the money required to eradicate hunger for everyone in the world has been estimated at $30 billion a year, which is as much as the military spends, as much as the world spends on the military every 8 days. So that's not true. Look at this. Hunger Games, Nunavut, 2012, $104 for a 24 of water. Okay.
I lived in the Northwest Territories, by the way.
Right.
We had plenty of fresh water. I don't know why any of the dog rib, the Slavi, okay, the Inuit, okay, would want to spend how much? How much did you say?
$105. It's written there, and I'm going to show different.
See that $105 for a case of 24 bottles of Nestle water?
Yep. And I'm going to show different examples of what they're doing to kill the North. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
5 kilos of flour, $24. 2 kilos of rice, $20. Okay. These are just examples of some of the most basic food items. Tenderloin roast frozen, $119.
A pound.
Okay. No, this is the whole thing. Kraft dinner for $3.25. Watermelons for $15. This is a good example. I did a workout on this one on social media when I first found out. $8 for dishwashing liquid, $13 for oil.
Right.
And everybody says, well, we're going to fight back. And that's not how the old ways will return. It isn't. The way the old ways are going to return is if we make ourselves the way we are. We make ourselves who we are. We work on being the best people that we can be. And I suggest you put that on pause to look at it, because it's Tecumseh talking. Tecumseh was a Shawnee from the Ohio River Valley. So that's for Snapshot today. I had to throw that in because it's up to us really to make the world better, a better place. And if everybody did what we did, a lot more people would know the truth about what's going on.
Right.
So,
well, in a closing note on that, I said this last time, but I want to reiterate, okay, that right now, because the Native Americans or the Lakota were protesting at Standing Rock, the government is very secretly trying to indict them, prosecute those protesters, and put them in prison. Okay, just remember, Dennis Banks just died in prison. All right, he'd been in prison virtually all his life for protecting the protesters. Okay, so and Dan Sheehan, my very good friend Dan Sheehan, is there attempting to protect those protesters in North Dakota. All right, so the fight isn't an abstract quantity or abstract value. It's happening right now, folks. And you can see, reports of these battles on YouTube. They're posting on YouTube, but you need to be aware, because there's a reason why the government goes after these protesters. They don't like any kind of misbehavior on the part of taxpayers. Okay. And as far as they're concerned, that is civil disobedience, and they're going to make an example of anybody who stands up and demands their rights, okay, demands their money's worth in terms of taxes, okay, and says, hell no, I won't go to fight the next 15 wars that we have going on. And if you don't think we have 15 wars going on, hey, call in with your questions, and I'll be glad to answer any questions about the 15 wars we have going on. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, so there it is, right?
Well, thank you, Greg, and we'll see you next time. We're going to have plenty to talk about in the next coming days. I'm pretty sure. So it's great it's great. There's always something, and there's always you and I that can do something about it, and that's the only reason why I can sleep well at night.
As long as they keep funding the CIA, okay, and they have all these wars going on. Whenever they want to start a war, they just start one. Okay, don't pay any attention to our own laws. We don't need any new laws. We have plenty of laws that apply to virtually everything now, except we have a government that's spending a fortune just so as it doesn't have to pay any attention to those laws.
Exactly.
Okay, and if you don't believe me, go ask the Attorney General, that goofball Sessions. Go ask him, and ask the U.S. Attorney's Office what their function is. Their function is to make sure that the government never has to be responsible for any of its own laws. Okay, so remember, Jesse Ventura for president. All right. Yeah. And we will straighten this mess out one way, shape, or form or another.
We'll go kick some butt. Greg, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you next time.
Okay, Luca. Hey, my pleasure.